Stephen King, 1922. Stephen King's 2017. What's this one? Oh, Stephen King's. I don't know what this one. Stephen King is older than Meatloaf, Louis Anderson, and Bob Saget. We must protect King at all costs and get him on King Cast 19 this year. A very important Stephen King podcast hosted by Scott Wampler and Eric Vesp. We got a Patreon. I always wanted to own some Stephen King hard copies. I'm more of a hard now there's paperback and then there's the hard one. I like the hard one. I like the hard ones where the cover and the everything is printed right into the hardcover. I hate the ones with the paper on it, but some of them you can take the paper around it off of it and has it into the actual hardcover too. I like those ones the most. Role that eventually went to Alan Arkin in Wait Until Dark. There's a lot of movies that are based on his book. It being one of them, but so many other ones. Look at this one from 1990 to It. I always liked how he did his screenwritings and whatnot. They came out with the book, hard book. Then you got the movie to go with it. Some people, they never released their writings or anything. King's, his writings would, be a whole book with amazing movies to go with it and whatnot. 20 writing and screenwriting tips from Stephen King himself. Ooh, look at this. Great idea for a staircase for any Stephen King fan. That's cool. Leading down to their entertainment area or what have you in the basement or whatnot. Stephen King's Carrie, Stephen King The Shining, Doctor Sleep. Maybe it's a movie theater room. Stephen King It, home theater. Salem's Lot, Wendy Manley. I'd like to read a Stephen King with her. Let's see. Which Stephen King miniseries was better, It or The Stand? I've never heard of The Stand, but It, I have to vote. It's winning at 58.6%, and The Stand is at 41.4%. Maybe there's a whole other universe where a square moon rises in the sky and the stars laugh in cold voices, and some of the triangles have 4 sides, and some have 5. In this universe, there might grow roses which sing. Everything leads to everything. Stephen King. Your pronounce are its /its. So if you're the Stephen King clown, so you're the silly clown. You call him Stephen King or Stephen King? My wife says that people on planes who refuse to cover their breathtaking apparatus are mask holes. Karen Malchus as the alien in Stephen King's The Tommyknockers. Ooh, I like that one. That's something else. Curious George and the Pet Cemetery. Is this a real one? Houghton Mifflin Books for Children. He did like a creepy Curious George. Horror Writers for Climate Action. Clive Barker, Joe Hill, of course, Mr. King, and Ramsey Campbell. Tanneride Dew. The news is out. I still can't quite believe it. I never imagined when I started writing that I'd end up on a table of contents like this. This is a huge day. I'll remember it for a long time. The table of contents. Who taught me about the table of contents? Mrs. Terry Heath Mrs. Terry Heath. Taught us about the table of contents. And maybe Mrs. Donna Tucker of Linden, Tennessee. Stephen King's It, directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. I've seen the newer one. I don't think I've seen the older one. Creep Show. George A. Romero. Which one's King? This is Romero. And this is King. Teens, even young teens, read Stephen King, Margaret Atwood, Shakespeare, Dickens, Jane Austen, and the Bronte. I don't know what these two. I know they're for a certain pronunciation. I'm not sure which direction it is. Born in the village of Thornton and later associated with the village of Haworth in the West Riding of Yorkshire, England. I've heard the name before. Bronte pronunciation. How to say it.
We are looking at how to pronounce this name, as well as how to say more interesting and related names and some of the most mispronounced names from literature as well. So make sure to stay tuned and consider subscribing for more learning. She was an English novelist. How do you say it? Bronte. Pretty straightforward once you know. Bronte is how it is said in English, and now you know. Here are more videos on how to pronounce more interesting names whose pronunciations aren't always obvious. I'll see you there to learn more. Thanks for watching. Bonjour, this is...
Happy birthday, John Carpenter, one of the greatest directors of movie horror. He's effectively scared us with The Boogeyman and Halloween, places that ghosts haunt us in the fog, a shape-shifting alien in the superb The Thing, and one of the best Stephen King films in Christine. Look at this one. Is that a Bel Air on fire? Let me say something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive you crazy. Transphobes, we have Stephen King on our side. He's the best ally ever. What a kind man. You know? I like this one. Talent is cheaper than table salt. What separates the talented individual from the successful one is a lot of hard work. Or how about the horses that lick the table or lick the salt and whatnot? They work hard. The trust of the innocent is the liar's most useful tool. thanks to Ambrine Delilah. Delilah.